for tomorrow?
Oh, tomorrow? Yeah, he won't be till tomorrow evening.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Huh?
you know that he ain't coming to. He going to Mackinac Island,
Right.
and then he coming here.
Okay.
So he be here about he said about 4 or 5 o'clock Friday. Ain't gonna
Okay.
stay Saturday.
Yeah.
He gonna give me my regular routine ride to Grosse Point.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh,
Let me make sure everything is
okay.
straight. Just setting it up so when people can watch it. I figured if I had thought about this sooner, we could have got more people to be a part of the topic. I feel bad because you know, this is
Oh,
a good
well,
topic. A lot of people feel very, very strongly about this.
yeah. Well, it's working out. I guess I'm kind of, in my sense, I'm a little psychic because I figured out that's the way it was going to be. And I'm happy for the results because I know that that's a pretty damn good ticket there. You know.
Well, why is that?
Why is that? Because Biden needed that. Biden needed somebody who was uh, not a middle of the road, but not too far to the left. See, neither one of them is way out like my man Elizabeth Warren and what's his other name?
I don't remember.
The other senator, but the ran for president.
Oh, I can't even remember.
I see his picture, can't remember his name. That's bad. Well, that comes with territory. I haven't got old now, but his name is, I'm gonna call his name now. Bernie Sanders.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know what you're. I was setting up stuff, so I couldn't
you
quite.
would. Right, right. Okay, you were setting up something good. But anyway, I figured it would be probably Kamala Harris because she fitted all the criteria that I thought we needed, for that vice president slot. It's a whole lot of,
What were those criteria?
uh,
What were those criteria?
well, one of the criteria was she was a legislator.
Okay.
I like that. The other criteria that she on the other side of the street. She was an executive prosecutor, attorney general, on that executive side. So she got a wide view of everything that's going on to me. Now we have.
What's that? Hold on. What's that sound? What's that? What was that squeaking sound or whatever?
I don't know. Ain't nothing tweaking. I got my TV on, but it ain't doing nothing because I ain't got Firefox. Because Firefox keep asking me to put
It's like
in a number, and I can't find out where to put it in at.
some weird feedback.
Fire. You get a
Yeah,
feed?
it sounds like a whistling or something. Like a noise. Something's going off.
Maybe a clock?
I mean, if you can't hear, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe no one else is hearing
No,
it.
no, because that clock be going off, the alarm be going off, and everybody's talking about what's that noise? Let me see. And I don't be hearing it.
It's all right. It definitely sounds like an alarm. Oh, it went off. That was it.
Everybody say, "What's that sound?" I say, "I don't hear no sound." Then I figured it was the clock before. It must be a clock now.
Okay, that's why I was like, I'm like, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm starting to.
It was me when you said sound, but I
You
wasn't
can't.
hearing nothing no more than a little.
You couldn't hear that though.
No, but it sounded like a regular noise, a little
So
bit.
that just thing has just been on. You just adapted to it.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what I thought it was. It was like a little whistle or something,
Hmm.
but it didn't sound like no alarm clock.
Hey, well, it's whatever. It's cool.
Yeah, okay.
Worked out. But let's see. Make sure Uncle Pooh is. I sent the message in the invite. Let me make sure. We sent the invite. Go. I'm trying to get more people to jump on here before we really get into it because I know it's going to be lively. Today. Let's see. A lot of people.
Yeah, me and
huh?
No, I was gonna say me and Hank had a conversation. He's happy with the choice, but he thought she carried a lot of baggage, and I didn't think it was baggage what she was carrying.
Well, what baggage are you talking about?
No, I said Hank said he was talking about the baggage. He was talking about when he was a prosecutor.
Yeah, a lot of people feel that way. That he's not the only person who shares that opinion.
Yeah, but here's the thing about that too. She's the job is a prosecutor.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to defend, hey,
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good, we doing good.
Yeah. My bad. My apologies for being tardy to the party.
What do you say?
My apologies for being tardy to the party.
Oh, okay. Hey, Gordon don't know it.
Yeah. Hey. All right, where y'all at? What y'all talking about?
We were just kind of
waiting on. He's gonna get into the beer, but I was talking about we were gonna topic gonna be on the politics of the day. Biden, Kamala Harris.
Okay.
Yeah, but first,
let's get
I found out, man. You got it up here. That beer you bought, that German beer, man. You're pretty sharp. Man, I didn't know where that beer was. I didn't know they existed like that. Except I mean, making their St. Paulish girl and stuff. All the German, like I told you, all that German beer I love.
Yeah.
I love lager. But man, I was really shocked with the Bacher and the what you call the other one? I couldn't pronounce the name. Weiningheimer.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But it's good though. I tried it today. I said, well, I might well kind of sample this one too.
He gonna say. I'm glad you like it. So let us see what you got now. You already showed it.
I got I ain't got my glass. I got a Bacher here, and it's imported, and it's from Germany.
Yeah.
It's a lager. It's I need my glasses. I'm trying to think whether it was a
what's it called?
Bacher. Oh, maybe I ain't pronouncing it right. But
I'm trying to write it down. Bacher. All right.
Yeah, good stuff, man. You writing down some
good stuff.
Man, this is it. I don't know what you've been drinking with that craft beer, but this is it, man.
I'm just glad you like it. I'm glad you like it.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, I was out there at Portland Brand. She had one. She said, "Yeah, there's some good stuff." I got a witness.
I told you're gonna love it. I probably would hate it.
Nobody could hate this. Let me show you. Nobody could.
Yeah, let us see what it looked like, man. Let us see.
Look at the flow.
You gotta lift it up a little. There you go.
Look at that head on it, huh? Yes.
Yeah. What it smell like? Do it smell what it smell like? Rubbing alcohol?
Man, smell like it's right out of the brewery. Fresh batch. This probably was the first batch. Oh yeah, this is it. Right?
That was
all right, man. Beer. Something about beer.
Yeah. I know. Your palate. We
the real stuff. Just the real stuff.
I'm a little.
Josh.
I'm a little confused. I thought we were drinking out of the brown paper bag this week.
Oh yeah, I tell you, I switched up. Maybe next week we get them. No, I got another good one. They're coming next week.
Man, my bad, Josh.
We can get that malt liquor. We can get to it.
I mean, we can do another one, but I already bought this, so I'm gonna drink.
Yeah. Right. I'm a little jealous.
The old English.
His gonna taste better.
Huh?
His gonna taste better. He got the brown paper bag.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, yeah.
The brown paper bag. The bag is a must.
Yeah.
And I got some more Bourbon County. This is 2015. This is a regular.
25th. That's when it was brewed, eh?
Yeah, 2015. 4.3%.
It's kind of stale or not on it. 5 years.
I hope not. We're gonna find out. I sure hope not. So here's the pour.
All right.
It's kind of dark. Or is that me?
Nah,
No,
yeah, it's a stout.
That's all of us.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna be the first one to give this a
In a
ranking.
little snifter glass.
I'm starting out with a 6. You know, I don't never do that.
Oh, shit.
Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, we got a record today.
We're losing cabin pressure.
You know, and this is gonna bring it to a 6.5. I already feel it, you know.
You know, I'm gonna drink out my bag. So
Yeah.
Oh, it's a 6.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's on its way to a 7. You know. It's on its way to a 7, man. Mm.
Oh man.
What type of beer does it remind you of, Grandpa?
Sort of, it got a slight taste like a Stroh's.
Okay.
I said Stroh's now. Is that a German name? I'm sticking to that
You say
European
so.
beer. You know, of course, Stroh was brewed here, but it got that tradition of coming from the old country.
Hey man, I feel like I'm drinking bread.
You can't rate that, man.
Got a little taste of heaven in this one. This is good.
Oh yeah, you had some of that last time?
It was a different year.
Oh, different year. Okay.
Yeah, this is 2015.
So a year does make a difference in beer, eh?
Oh yeah, well, and because they're microbreweries, as they call them, meaning they don't run, millions of gallons of barrels of these things like a Budweiser or something like that.
Now, what I'm really getting at though is, if I kept this 5 years, it's going to improve with taste, right?
No, not that. That's not gonna make it, But
I didn't think I could make it no better, but I was just curious,
Grandpa says he's not gonna make it because he's gonna drink it all.
But some beers are meant to be drank fresh, so the sooner the better.
Sooner the better. I figure that is right.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily make it a bad beer because some of like the IPAs, some of those are meant to be drank right away. Like the longer it stays, the worse it's gonna get. Like So it just depends on how they make the beer.
It's going to taste like a draft beer. I don't know what a draft beer is, except it'd be canned. Well, genuine draft in the can, that ain't the real stuff,
Nah.
Draft beer, I'm thinking in terms of back in the old days or in the neighborhood, the bars used to have beer in the kegs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was a draft beer in the keg, but it would be down in the cellar. They didn't make it cold. Now we don't know what, everybody want to have their beer cold, but they had the beer at room temperature, down at the basement room temperature, kind of cool, but it wasn't no refrigeration,
Yeah, that's how you drink this beer.
Yeah, okay, man, that is the best beer you ever want to taste, man. Just out of the draft, when they bring some up at room temperature.
Out of the keg on draft, the beer is typically way better. And there's a noticeable difference.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, generally that is a noticeable difference. Yeah, like if you can have this on tap, man, it's a special. So every year, like around Black Friday, well, Black Friday is when it's released. So a local bar around here have some kegs of the variants, right? Because they do different flavors.
Mm-hmm.
Man, but they have it for the sellout, so you just got to get it for that weekend.
Yeah,
man, it'd be delicious for real. Yeah.
Okay, Josh, you tell us about your old English there.
Like I said, it's like tasting.
Don't forget the brown paper bag now.
I got the bag on.
You got it up on us on that.
The bag is
it tastes better.
It's definitely the bag is helping it. I'll tell you that.
I know it is.
It's like drinking bread. That's what it tastes.
That's what it tastes like.
It feels like I'm drinking bread, and that I suddenly have a child support payment that I have forgotten about.
Oh my God, you ignorant.
I remember.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, man, it's it's not the worst thing I ever drank. It's definitely I can feel other people's nostalgia about it.
You'd be up above us, Take it to the hood, and that's class.
Yeah.
The bag brings ambiguity. Like, I'm not going to get hassled by anybody for drinking this out in public.
Right.
It's definitely.
They don't know what I'm drinking.
There's no probable cause.
Right.
As far as malt liquor goes, because it's separate. It's got to be separate from regular beer rankings.
You need a malt liquor scale.
Malt liquor scale, a solid 7.
Yeah.
Solid 7. It's not. It doesn't have that. You don't have like a weird heavy aftertaste either. Like some malt liquor, you feel like you're really about to sit down and accomplish nothing the rest of the day after drinking it. But
you can still do something, huh?
I definitely can and will.
They used to remember one of your friend of yours was on the program one time. We were talking about Canadian beer.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a place across over in Windsor called the Walker House.
Right.
And I don't know what the Canadian rules were. Back in the day, though, the men on one side and women on the other, they didn't, mix in the beer,
Mm-hmm.
But at the Walker House, they had that draft beer. Oh, man, we used to go over in Canada, man, just to, I don't even know what kind I was drinking, except that it was draft beer, because it come out the keg, It was enjoyable, man.
Well, it was wet, huh?
Oh, yeah, it was wet. That made it enjoyable by itself.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What y'all talking about today?
So yeah, let's get into the topic then. So I saw a lot of people bemoaning, the vice president to what is it, electorate or whatever? What's the proper term when you get tapped to be the vice president in a race?
Yeah, the primary there.
There we go. I saw a lot of people give a range of emotions over that, and I figured we could get into that today.
Okay.
Grandpa was speaking on it a little bit. He was saying that what were you saying, Grandpa? Go over. Uncle Poober wasn't here. What did you say? What you said about Camilla?
Hank was satisfied, with the selection, but he thought that she carried some extra baggage, because of her stance, when she was a prosecuting attorney, But I looked at it like this. If you got a job prosecuting, you ain't got nothing to do but to prosecute. It's the other person, you better get him a good lawyer. And if you got one of them social lawyers, you're on your way to jail.
Damn, that's cold, man.
No, but you can't have the state supporting your lawyer too, right?
Oh.
If the state paying you the prosecutor and the defense guy, and this guy got a stack of cases, he can't defend you because he got about 25 cases. And the first thing he holler is plead guilty and we'll give you a lesser sentence. I bet you more than about 80 or 90% of the people go to jail because they didn't have no lawyer. So the thing is, when you go to jail, you better have a pretty good defense attorney, like Donald Trump got. He got.
Grandpa say you
better get you a lawyer.
You got to get you a lawyer. That's right. That's why a poor man got to stay out of jail. But I can understand Kamala. If she's a prosecuting attorney in the case and she done looked at the case, you can't say, well, I can't prosecute him, because that's a hood. I mean, a brother,
Grandpa said
in the bag, everybody go,
But if you know some of the cases are forged, and there's a lot of, for lack of a better term, no, I'm not gonna say it. But there's some funny business going on with these cases, and you're a prosecuting attorney. You have.
That's why you need a good defense attorney.
Grandpa said he doesn't care about
the prosecutor does not. The prosecutor
said, get your money up and get yourself a good lawyer.
The prosecutor does not sentence you. He only tries you. The sentence is done by the judge or the jury. They will decide on how much time you're gonna get. But if I'm the prosecutor and I put a good case, what can you do to have a good defense guy to override that?
Does the prosecutor have any discretion on which cases they take? Or if they're like, this evidence looks really fishy, I don't think we can push forward with that.
I think to Grandpa's point, as a prosecutor, you go for whatever case you can win. It's about numbers.
That's the thing about it.
You go for
that mentality is what's been kicking our ass as a people since we so-called got free in this country. You just got to do your job. Well, that means I just got to railroad people. Go ahead.
You can't bring the prosecutor. What you got to do is have these social attorneys get some well-paid ones, to defend you, like OJ,
So in the freest country on the world that is all about equality and justice, the bottom line is you better have some money or you're gonna get beat in the head with.
I got 2 little brothers.
That's what I heard.
Okay.
Is that what you heard, Josh?
Grandpa over here living lavish. She getting food, drink,
delivered and whatnot.
Hey,
So cool. Hi.
How you doing?
Okay.
Yeah. But here's the thing I'm saying is this. We know the system is corrupt, right? They want to change the system, right? And that's in the books to try to get these laws where they don't do it. But
who want to change the system?
We want to change. That's what now they're trying to get different laws, corrected, sentencing laws and everything, because how can a guy like Trump let off and he gets 9 years and he wind up getting 3 or something like that? Because the president is no, them laws got to change, got to apply to everybody, He had the best defense lawyer it is, and he still was convicted on for 9 years on them different accounts, right? I'm talking about Roger Stone, right?
Are you with me? I'm not following.
Oh, you're not following Roger? And then he come around there and they say that's too much for him. He's a good man, so we'll give him 3. What is that?
So you're saying
that's the president executive power, right?
No, I'm just talking about the laws got to be changed.
So, Grandpa, you're saying we
that kind of stuff. If he didn't want to just let him off good,
Grandpa, he
could have gave him a what you call it when you want to let somebody go?
A pardon?
A pardon. He could have given him a pardon.
Oh, he didn't pardon him.
No, he ain't give him no pardon. He wanted to let him go 3 years, and just like Flynn. He let Flynn out. He didn't get Flynn no complete exoneration, but he didn't have to serve no time, He said the thing was wrong. So that's what the law, man, got to be worked on. Follow me?
Okay.
But I'm just saying this, if I'm a prosecutor, my job is to prosecute. That's all I can do. Now, if you want to beat me, you better get a better defense attorney. Or you going to jail.
That's an individual case, though, and
I know it's individual cases, but you got a job to do. That's all. You got no thing about how you feel about whatever you got to do.
That just rubs me the wrong way because it's that mentality. They got folks that look like us in positions of power that beat us over the head with the racist system that's been formed to smack us over the head, and then they just do it with a black or brown arm instead of a white one. And it's that mentality. All you just got to do your job of you got to eat. You got to eat.
This is
that's master give you the whip, and you just gonna whip them because you want to
go out and go for the gusto. It wasn't just Kamala. And that's why I don't put no weight on her.
I don't respect that.
Then she became attorney general. Then she was in an excellent spot there. But at first, she was a prosecutor. But I thought she had that legislative ability when she was a senator. She got the executive thing where she was attorney general for the whole state of California. And somebody may say, well, she was too what you call it? Want to get ahead too quick? What you call that?
Being a black woman trying to advance in this system.
You need
That's really what it is.
Yeah, give me one.
What color Freak you out. Oh, you got
Oh, I
beer.
got beer.
But I don't think there's any doubt that she's qualified.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm saying.
That's
is
ridiculous.
Right now,
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt.
what I'm saying about this whole situation, I think the team, now she's in a position, if Biden is president and she's you know, the guy that the person that carried the hatchet, you know,
The vice president.
vice president, they carry the hatchet in case somebody get in the president's way, you know, you cut them down. I think she's the person to do it. That's why I think that I can't hardly wait for her and Pence to go together on their debate.
Yeah, she gonna eat his lunch.
You know, eat him alive, man.
Yeah.
But
Grandpa, are you saying people are you saying people should be more upset about the I don't know if this is the right word, the judge oral side of the law system? Because you brought up the point that these judges are the ones who are doing the sentencing, like after the
right,
jury,
and the jury, because the jury sometimes might have something to do with how much time a person could get, you know. But the prosecutor's job is to prosecute. Now, if you and the defense lawyer, they defend you. Now, if you get one of them social, the first thing he say, hey, guilty or not, you plead guilty, but you're gonna get a lighter sentence. You don't even take you to trial.
Yeah.
I bet you 80% of the people that went to jail with them state prosecutors, they went to jail because they may not have done it, right? But they got no defense.
that is something interesting.
But they ain't got no money. See, we know this is a capitalist system. If you got money, you can buy your way out. Look how many people Trump letting out. His buddies.
No, that's an interesting thing that you talk about there, because it's I wonder what the difference is in financing between the prosecutors, like the state prosecutors and things like that, and like state funded defense attorneys. Like, why is that like, I'm just an uneducated person on the law. Like, there is a stereotype that prosecutors hold all this power and defense attorneys who are like state funded do not. Like,
Yeah.
I wonder why that's such a huge gap in how they're each funded.
Because ain't no money into that filing, you know. And they give you a whole lot of cases and ain't no money involved in it. You got 20 cases. You ain't got time to investigate all 20 cases. So what you do, you go to your client and say, well, you know what happened. And sometimes the client decides that he's not going to plead guilty. So instead of him getting 4 years or 3 years, he gets 10 years. Because that doggone defense attorney didn't put no effort. He got no case, you know. And you can't go for the jury and say, well, I didn't do this, I'm innocent and all that stuff. No, it don't work in this system. That's why the system might have to be changed. I don't know what needs to be done, but I think the system has to be changed, you know. Maybe I get a good lawyer, you know, maybe.
Grandpa, and you feel confident that these two are the ones who are going to change the system?
They're going to help change the system. I'm just saying.
In what way?
The direction is changing. That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm saying
we're at the fork in the road now where we can either get better justice or worse justice. We're at that fork in the road.
Yeah, and I'm saying, like, in what way? In what ways are they going to help change the system?
Legislation.
I mean, like, what?
Once we get the executive branch going to go and make some kind of proposals. And if you control the legislature, wait a minute, if you control the legislature just like Trump does, and we have it, then them senators, man, can have a blind eye too, and get some legislation passed. But how many bills you think McConnell got sitting on his desk because they control the Senate? Y'all ain't buying?
Well, I'm saying, like, you're saying some kind of, like, what proposed plan are they pushing out right now that says that gives you any type of confidence that things are actually going to, you know, get better?
Well, I've been always for universal health care, right?
Yeah, I know.
That's one of the plans there with Kamala Harris. I think she's for universal health care. And we need it. We need it because all the European countries, nobody ain't got no goes out health care. Why is this country, we the biggest and greatest country on the earth, and we ain't got no health care? And the people who now are getting with the flu, I mean the COVID-19, they losing their job and they ain't got no health care. Who gonna pay? Who gonna pay the bill? The bill got to be paid. So you get the bill and then you file bankruptcy. This is the name of the country, you know. What's the matter, man?
What was your Uncle Poot? Like what? We heard Grandpa soliloquy. What do you feel about the whole situation?
I mean, he right. America comes down to money, you know, but I have zero faith in Biden and Harris making any sort of difference. I have zero faith in the Democratic Party, period. So I just ain't got I don't feel like I got a dog in the fight.
But see, it ain't just Harris and Biden, or Biden and Harris. The whole thing is changing now. We go ahead.
What's changing? Like what's changing?
We've had this discussion, and I'm talking about back when, you know. And I see all this progress, but you don't see nothing.
No, I don't.
You don't see that when you couldn't drink out of a water fountain. You ain't never saw that. You ain't seen it when you couldn't go into a toilet or you couldn't get a cup of coffee in a gas station. You ain't seen none of that. So I'm seeing progress and you ain't seeing nothing. You know, ain't nothing changed. You know, but it's still in it. You can go use a bathroom. You can go to a restaurant and get a cup of coffee. But to me, that's progress. Till you say that ain't nothing, man. Hell, everybody can do that.
I'm old enough to remember white folks not being so kind to you in public. I'm old enough to remember like getting openly called the N-word.
Oh yeah, we all have.
Like I remember that, and I'm just saying that I remember that I lived through that era enough with a tail end before they got polite and quiet about it. But it doesn't mean because you don't hear it today that this is any sort of progress.
I'm just saying the progress.
I'm just talking about a change, right?
I understand what you're saying. But I'm saying this, you were talking about, you remember when the N-word was made public, but have you ever went to a theater in your nation's capital and you couldn't go into the theater? Or you couldn't? Wait a minute, Washington, D.C., now to me, that's progress, because I was down there, man, and I wanted to see, I think about 1947 or 48, Humphrey Bogart and Dead Reckoning. And me and another guy was with me in the service. We went to the theater not knowing that we couldn't go in. Got in line, waited in line, you know, and the people looking at us, but we don't know what they're looking at, you know, except that we black, you know, because we didn't know that when we got there, we weren't going to get in. So we got there to the window, and the lady says, black people, I think, can come in on Wednesday or something like that. That's a nation capital and all this stuff, and you got to wait till Wednesday to go to the theater downtown. That's what I'm talking about, the difference in the progress. And you will spend something like that too, but you don't see it the way I see it.
There's no way I see it the way you see it. So I agree, just because you're much older than me. I mean, you've seen a lot more than I've seen. But I'll ask the same question about that theater district in Washington, D.C. How many black people own theaters in that area today?
I'm not talking about economics. I'm talking about a little progress.
My bet would be zero, the same number that they owned during the time frame that you spoke of. Zero. No change. See that?
It might be like that now. It might be like that now.
I'm pretty sure. And you all also know there are areas in this.
When Marion Barry was mayor of Washington, D.C., there was some minor changes made, but the downtown area, man, you need a baseball bat to go down there to make some changes, you know. And how long Marion Barry been out? About 30 years?
Wow, I guess.
Well along there. But anyway, like I see, this a minor, I've seen, I recall once when I was now this goes back to about 1936. And me and my mother were going south. We got to Cincinnati. We were a Greyhound bus, because you know that was the means of transportation. You know, it was cheaper than the train. Well, we got there to Cincinnati, and the bus stopped. Of course, going over, that was sort of like the Mason-Dixie line, Cincinnati into Kentucky. Okay, we get there to Cincinnati. The bus stopped sort of a rest station, you go get you a sandwich or something, you know. And so we got off the bus, and the people went in the door, and my mother had me by the hand. We went around to the back. So I was asking my mother, why we got to go? Why we got to go to the back? You know, a hush boy, you know. But I want to know why we got to go to the back to get a sandwich when everybody else on the bus went into the front door.
Right.
This is my little weird sense of progress, you know, but I see some changes. I'll tell you, I've seen situations where on a military post there in Washington, D.C., Fort Belvoir, and we went to swimming pool. It's a military pool now, right? We couldn't go in there. We went in there one day, you know, and the guy let us know, don't come back, you know. You can't use the swimming pool on the post. And we went down to a place called Akatank. I might be still there, you know, with a creek, you know, guys went swimming in the creek. But you could not go into the swimming pool on the federal reservation. So I'm seeing progress, and you seeing some changes.
I mean, you know, being able to have more control of your body and your physical presence and moving around, yes, things have changed in that way. Having more control over your body and your movement.
Yeah, sure. I'm not saying it was a magnificent change where everything now is lovey-dovey. No, it's not. But you remember me and you, when we went to, me and you, Sean, and Hank, we went to Normandy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You remember the beer garden right there across from where we were staying at, right? Not the restaurant where we ate at.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember the lady that waited on us?
Mm-hmm.
Now, y'all all tipped her real well, but they don't supposed to take no tips, right?
Mm-hmm.
But y'all still tipped her. But then I wanted to give up something else, because Sean went back and gave the lady something else for me, you know, because this one particular time, I don't know whether whatever she radiated, but I felt, man, and comfortable for the first time almost in my life where I felt, you know, appreciated, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But
anyway, I feel good about it because he treated us. It wasn't no, this is my job and I got to do it, you know. I thought she kind of went out of her way in the sense of making you feel comfortable, you know, because she went through about 3 or 4 different types of wine, didn't she? Something, a beer, whatever it was. Do you recall?
Something like that. I don't know. I also know this now when you travel and people realize that you're from America, they know that you got to have some money in your pocket because you didn't fly all the way over here and be there with nothing in your pocket, especially being a Black person in America. You show up, they know you got to have bread in your pocket, period.
But the American dollar, see, now here's something else about progress.
The American dollar might be weak, but if you got a lot of them, then...
No, I ain't talking about, I ain't talking about the money. I'm just talking about how people feel, you know. At one time, the greenback was king. You went to any country, they always wanted greenbacks, right? But Hank can tell you, the guy was on there playing some kind of instrument, you know, and Hank threw a couple of dollars in the man's thing, you know. I'm just talking about the changes, right? The guy took the greenbacks out and gave him back there. He don't want that American money. What?
Hey, you remember we was in France and we were in France and I think it was the day before we were leaving and we were in that like that last hotel. But anyway, I went down to the bar and I was talking to the young lady. She was from like Jamaica or something, her and her people or whatever. But I tried to tip her. She wouldn't take it either. She was like, you know, it's more of a hassle to take the American dollar because they got to go do certain things with it. Like, just keep that. Like, I was like, wow, like, you know.
And at the time, too, remember, the euro was about $1.35.
Yeah.
So when you give $1, it ain't the dollar, you know, their dollar is $1.30. I mean, euro. $1.35.
So, you know,
but it's like garbage they taking with the American.
Yeah. But you talked about feeling comfortable, right? So you're not like the first person to have to leave America to go feel comfortable in somewhere else, particularly leaving and going to Europe. And France was one of those places, like what's his name?
James Baldwin.
James Baldwin talks about, Paul Robeson.
Catherine Dunham.
Yeah.
I can name you Bessie Smith. I can name you a whole lot of folks that went to France and felt like a human and come back here and the man won't even let you ride in the front of the bus.
Yeah, so that feeling is still around when you go outside in America. So ain't nothing changed.
That's
that
why I felt
is still there.
That's why I felt comfortable with the waitress in France, you know.
Yeah, I can understand.
You radiated something that I was welcome there for some reason. I don't know what you.
I know it ain't no racism over there, but it definitely feels differently. The UK when we was in London, France, Spain when we were there, Northern Africa. Oh man, everywhere you go outside of here feels differently.
Yeah,
in that respect, I say ain't nothing changed.
Yeah, that's why that's why I'm saying a little progress. When we were in Morocco and you went outside of the tourist area, right? I told you about it. The place you and M went to, the little bar, I went with y'all, and the people said, it's like the neighborhood bar. And all these Moroccans, they playing all games and everything. But I felt comfortable there. I don't know why, but I felt comfortable there like it was a neighborhood bar,
Yeah.
I was coming.
Wasn't here.
Huh?
You wasn't here in this country.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Because it is different.
Yeah.
And that ain't nothing changed. So in that respect, nothing has changed. The economics haven't changed. There are more of us visible that got 2 nickels to rub together to maybe get an attorney. But on the masses, ain't nothing changed. We still
have. Grandpa.
No, wait a minute. Let's go back.
Hold on. I was gonna add something real quick.
We have Social Security. We have Medicare. When I was coming, we didn't have nothing. So I'm seeing
about to lose all of that. What are you talking? All of that is about to go out the window.
I didn't see about to go. I'm saying I saw the progress from not having any health care at all, any unemployment. If you got laid off, you were just laid off. One man was back in the 4-week before the motor company. When the man said, "This is it," you ain't got no unemployment coming.
Now the little man fighting against the unions. Now they act like the unions is their enemy.
Because at one time, the union was created to keep the black man out of the skilled trade.
That's a fact. That's an actual fact.
Right? That's what the union was created for. But then it got to the place where it got into all the industrial places. So the union was beneficial. But at one time, right after slavery, they started a union because the blacks had all the skilled jobs. Because we had all the skilled jobs, we did all the work.
It wasn't until like the 30s or 40s, right, when black people.
It was a big thing. I didn't quite understand it, but there was 2 papers in Detroit, and it was 3 of them. It was the Free Press, the News, and the Detroit Times. But I didn't understand. My father used to read the Times. When a friend of mine, father used to read the news. But the news was, I'm assuming it was a middle class, where the Times was, the overnight thing, But I didn't understand the class thing. The people who were middle class and upper class, they read the news. But all the shooting and the flashback was in the Times, But it took me to grow old to understand why we always got the Times,
Yeah.
Can you follow me when I'm talking about the progress?
Yeah, the America systematically pushed you into a particular class, alienated you, held you down, added police, over policing, over sentencing, and underfunding your education all along the way. I heard all of that. That's exactly what I heard.
Back in the 60s or the 50s or whatever, Detroit had what they call, things ain't changed to a certain extent, but there was a change in this respect. They had an organization called, the police department had called the Big Four. There were 4 men, policemen, Caucasian policemen riding in a Buick, They was called the Big Four. And they didn't have to have no reason to stop you and search you. If you see the comedy, the jokes where Will Smith, you remember the comedy that he played in? You remember when every time Carlton came up in a different class, right? He didn't understand. Will Smith put his hands up on the car, on top of the car, because that's what we used to do. The police come along, you spread eagle, put your hand on top of the car. You ain't done nothing, but he had the authority to challenge you, you know. And if you had something was illegal, not that he knew you had it, but since he could search you without any type of legality, it didn't matter. You know? So what I'm saying, it ain't a complete utopia, but there has been some progress.
They still do that. That's still being done though.
I know it's still being done. What happened?
So ain't nothing changed. That's just
no. The change is it's done more subtle. Back in the day, they just come along there until you get out the car and put your hand.
Man, Pops, it ain't subtle. Come on, it ain't subtle.
Okay.
It wasn't subtle in the 80s. It wasn't subtle in the 90s. It wasn't subtle in the 2000s, and it wasn't subtle in the 2010s. It's still overt. And then they coming out and then they talking blue line and everything to push back, as if just saying don't brutalize us and over police us is something so offensive. Just treat us like you want to be treated. That's such an offense. That's crazy.
I'm not arguing none of that now. That's what I'm
That's crazy.
France, you know, or even in Germany.
But I'm saying it's the same. It's still going on. So I'm reading Black Power, the Politics of Liberation by Kwame Ture, Stokely Carmichael, right?
Yeah,
written
right.
in 1967. He's saying the exact. He could be talking today. He may as well wrote it yesterday. Ain't nothing changed.
No progress now.
All right. I mean, you know, I just think just because you're not you in particular, just whomever is listening is one of the people who happen to be doing well for themselves, you know, just taking care of their family, just living. We ain't talking about Jeff Bezos well. We're just talking about taking care of your family and being able to afford an attorney, right? Just because you're one of those people, it don't mean it's a lot of you. In a foul proportion of us are still struggling.
I mean,
horrific.
Let me add something to that.
Wait a minute, say the perfect example.
Let me interject, please. What Uncle Pooh Bear is saying is true. So since slavery ended, Black people, like we were like what 10% of the population when slavery ended. Now we're like 15%, and we I think we control 2.2% of the wealth then. We control like 2.7% of the wealth now.
Right.
Like Uncle Pooh Bear is saying, financially stuff really hasn't changed. And when you look at the overall wealth of Black people entirely, like 50% of us are worth $0 or less.
Right.
So our less part is the debt.
Right.
So when you look at like the 1% of Black people, right? Because it's like, you know, this is the 1% of white people, this is 1% Asians, 1% everybody. Like the 1% of wealthy Black people is still marginally nothing. Like so of the 2.7% of the wealth we control, 2%, not 2%, but like the 2% out of the 2.7 is like wrapped up in housing. Like, you know, like your older family members who paid off their house and all that stuff. That's where that big portion of that money is. The other 0.7% is like your wealthy people, like, you know, your celebrities, your the athletes, you think like people who've done one for themselves. So that's like $600 billion maybe. Mm-hmm. So out of all the trillions of dollars, I think there's like America has control like what $100 trillion or some odd number like that. Black people don't even financially have control of $1 trillion.
Look.
Like you know how insignificant that makes us. So like, if to put it in perspective, Grandpa, Amazon, the company, is worth more than all of the Black people in America.
Yeah, I understand it. This is where I come.
Like, do you know how?
Wait, let me say
you know
nothing.
how absurd that is. That a company can be worth more than the entirety of a race of people.
Yeah, let me say this though. This is why I wanted Elizabeth Warren to be the vice president, because we had that fork in the road, and she's saying now redistribution of the wealth. I don't mean taking it from somebody, but you pay somebody a standard living instead of giving them $9 and put the other in the foreign bank in the Caribbeans or Cayman Islands. Take that, but pay the man a decent wage, and you won't have no money to put in the Cayman Islands. And this is what they're doing. The wealth now. Wait a minute. Let me say this. Right now, we got 750 billionaires, and we got more. We got folks. I mean, billionaires now. I think we got 10, 15,000 millionaires in this country, but still we ain't. The little man ain't got enough. He can't even go from week to week. Now you gonna tell me that that's a good capitalism? If it is, then let's get rid and go to socialism. Germany had socialism. Germany was serving the people. They were feeding and eating and everything. All in Western Europe. The Netherlands got socialism. They got socialism even in England. But over here in this country, no, they're going to take the money and put it in the Cayman Island and tell you that you got to pull yourself out of your bootstrap and took your strings.
I think it's actually like 40. I think it's actually like 20 or so. I got to look at the number again. I got to find it. But I think it's at least 30 million millionaires in America. Like
I know they said, I checked that out, 750 billion, used to be 500 billionaires, then we got a couple of 250 more billionaires. And that don't mean they got $1 billion, that mean they got some billion, but they ain't put so much money. So they're taking out of your pile and putting it in his pile.
Well, what I'm saying is that's good. That's good that, you want to make it so that people's wages in general get higher. But the elephant in the room that I've always been saying is, we need to be lobbying for reparations. I mean, that's the crux of it. If we as Black people want to get out of that negative spot where half of us are worth nothing or less than nothing, then we need their reparations to pay off
part of the redistribution. That's what I'm talking about.
That's not part of it. Because when you say redistribution, you're talking about everybody. When I'm talking about reparations, I'm talking about us.
I ain't talking about everybody redistribution.
No, legally, there is a difference. Legally, there is a difference between redistribution of wealth and reparations.
And he said Elizabeth Warren. You know damn well Elizabeth Warren ain't just talking about Black people. You know that.
Of course she ain't.
But you have to be careful about that.
We're talking about if she can get it where we all get some, I'm happy. Right now, we ain't getting
I don't want just that we all get some. I want what's owed to us.
That's why we fighting that too. But we can't just have this one thing. We got a whole battle to fight. Yeah, we fight for reparations. We've been fighting for reparations ever since slavery. When we're the only out of our 40 acres and a mule.
And we're the only people who have not got it. Everyone else
I'm for the fight. I'm for the fight. But in the meantime,
we've been
taking my money to the Cayman Islands.
What are we doing?
So when this is like I used to argue over this, right? But now I don't even argue because it's only one answer, and it's Black power. Period. Like nothing else matters. And I know that word is like, that phraseology is rough on particularly white ears and Negroes that ain't ready to do for themselves. So that word, that phrase hurts, right? But let me soften it. At this moment in time, if all the Black people just said, we're gonna form our own party and we're voting over one issue, we want reparations, you automatically you control the entire situation, because wherever your vote goes, that side will win.
You don't think Marcus Garvey talked about that?
No, it's been talked about for. This is my point. This is why I said
we got to do for self.
This is why I said I don't argue with people over this no more, because I don't talk about Republican, Democrat, this and that. All of that is irrelevant. That the rising tide raises all boats. All of that bullshit, because we've been marginal. The tide to come in, the boats to go out, and they'll marginalize us and push us into the kiddie pool, build up a dam, and make sure that we don't rise as they do. This country has done it repeatedly, year after year, decade after decade, century after century. So there's only one, there's only one answer, and that is to form your own party and control the system. Put your own politicians forward, pay them fund them, raise them, control them like every other community does. And when you become equal, then you can build coalitions and start to work together. The answer is simple. Stokely laid it out in 1967. I know all of these intelligent Negroes love to pontificate on why there's all these differences and why we need to break things up. But the answer is simple and is what it's always been: Black power.
Well, okay. but did anybody help them when the '68 Olympics and they did this, and they 20 years, man, we stood back and looked and they was blackballed.
Colin Kaepernick is the continuation of just that moment. And Negroes doing the same thing. They cowering and going into obsolete arguments over disrespect over the flag than rather over the issues that it was started over. That distraction is a system that continuously does the same thing. All of this is a playbook. When you go back in time, again, this book was written in '67, and he's talking about things that happened from 65, the supposed emancipation, up to 67, and all of these different freedom parties and these groups down in Mississippi that was formed. Man, it's crazy, but he could have been talking about today because it's the same shit, and we falling for the same tricks. It's crazy.
No, I'm agree. I'm saying we make a little progress, because before the '68 Olympics,
sticking to it.
Paul Robeson,
sticking to it,
distinguished man from All-American, a baritonist, operatic singer, baritone singer.
The communist?
Huh? Well, yeah, they labeled him a communist because he done the same thing that Walter Reuther did when he was trying for the trade unions to find out how they worked, and he went to Russia. Paul Robeson went over there in Russia and in different places trying to find out what makes things work. Where can we liberate ourselves? And the first thing McCarthy does, which he called everybody, how many black people's careers did McCarthy ruin when he was senator from the state of Wisconsin? If you looked up and said, I want a piece of bread, and he didn't think you should have one, he called you a communist.
You know who testified?
A piece of bread and you starving, you communists, and get rid of them. We're going to jail them. There were so many until Edward R. Morrow stopped that crap. My man McCarthy, he done ruined so many careers. If you check it out, man, so many people went to jail and stuff because of his stupidity and want to keep this supremacy going,
Don't honor him like that. It's not because of his stupidity. He isn't stupid. He's very intelligent. He knew exactly what he was doing. He is a certified racist. That's what he is.
I called it stupid.
Yeah, well, that's what he is.
I'm looking at it from a different angle, Here's ruin my life and ruin everybody's life on something that he wants to do,
Here's one more point where ain't nothing changed. They call you a communist. They ruined your job. Now they call you a socialist, and then they try to marginalize you that way. Another way, it's the same. But
you check Europe, find out how many socialist countries over there. Why just here? Look at Venezuela, Cuba. Why come they want to pounce on them, call them socialists, when all of Europe is just about socialism? And here in this country, man, we socialists. We giving the rich people all the money. We bailing them out, man. They robbing folks and stealing stuff. We bailing them out. Ain't that socialism? That's your tax dollars that bailing them out. $2 trillion at a time.
Let me give one more parallel of why ain't nothing changed. When Paul Robeson was going through that and they was calling him a communist, do you know who testified against him? Who?
Oh.
Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson, late in his life, he apologized for that moment. But here we go, having another Negro ready to throw your brothers and sisters under the bus for some notoriety and opportunity. When Jackie Robinson, he's heralded as a champion. But when he jumped...
Robinson experienced the same thing. We had Jackie Robinson, Sugar Ray Robinson, Joe Louis, Coleman Young, all of them was in that Tuskegee Airman thing. And every one of them couldn't ride a bus on the United States Post.
They really got overrun.
So Jackie Robinson paid his dues. I don't know what he said against Paul Robeson, but I'm quite sure whatever he said had something to do with something else.
Jackie Robinson jumped out of Jackie Robinson jumped out of the Negro League Baseball League into the Major League Baseball system, and he single-handedly destroyed the Negro League Baseball. Hold on. And the ownership, and more importantly, the ownership and the economic control inside of the Black community. Because after he went and signed, all of the talent individually got cherry-picked out of the league.
Larry Doby.
Yeah.
I can name them.
Hold on. Well, here's the issue. Here's the issue.
Fell out.
Here's the issue, though, Dad.
Huh?
Just like then and just like now, we need to form together rather than go in.
I'm arguing that point. I'm with you.
Rather than going in individually, they should have stood as one and said, no, we'll merge and integrate, but we're going to keep X amount of teams as our individual ownership. To this day, all that talent that flows through these, not only baseball, but football, basketball, you don't got no Negroes that own these institutions, that have owned these clubs.
When I was coming
one
on,
or two. When you built on decades, we're talking about decades, and all of our talent is holding up all of these white institutions. Think about Alabama. Them boys, they girls tennis team don't make no damn money. That football team makes all the money.
You ever heard of Black Cowboys? I'm asking the question now.
I know who the Black Cowboys are.
I have.
I mean, back in the day, when they wasn't on color TV. When we had the Herb Jeffries, who was a singer and a cowboy, we had black movies made by, I'm trying to think of the guy's name, he was a writer, producer, director, but he couldn't make no money because he was on the chitlin circuit. You don't make no money until you get a crossover. But you were talking about baseball. I seen the crossover, Sammy Davis Jr., Sarah Vaughn, Dinah Washington, Duke Ellington, Count Basie. You could go to the Fox Theater and pay 75 cents and you see Sammy Davis Jr., the Will Masterson Trio, his father and his uncle working for peanuts. The money came with the crossover. So it ain't just baseball, man. There's a whole lot of folks, man, left us, went to the money.
The one unique thing about baseball is we had ownership in the teams, and we had a farm system that owned all of the talent, and it got rated as opposed to integration of equals, how it should have been. And if it would have been
what was his name, Rube Foster?
Well, hold on, I got something. I want to
Okay,
ask.
now let me say, when I was a kid, man,
Let me ask the question.
Let me say that on the Quinta, when 75 go down through that and see Satchel Paige pitch. Satchel Paige, because he didn't get into the big leagues until 50. When he was an old man, he played for the Philadelphia Phillies, I think it was, or Philadelphia Athletics, when his career was at the end. But I saw a man when he was at his prime, when he was playing with long about the time of not Ty Cobb, but he was one. I'm trying to think of who it was.
Josh Gibson.
They used to barnstorm with him, you know. So all that talent, man, with basketball, man, and everything. I've seen everything when they were on the chitlin circuit. You didn't make no money. You didn't make no money to the crossover. So I can understand.
You didn't listen to me. You didn't hear nothing I said.
Hold on, let me add my part real quick. So speaking of black people owning stuff, what do you think? I'm not sure if you heard about this, Uncle Pooh, but how do you feel about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson buying the XFL?
I mean, I feel good luck.
So Dwayne the Rock, basically the wrestler, the former wrestler, he's a movie star now and everything.
Right.
He bought the XFL. It was like Vince McMahon's football league. He bought it from him. He owns the XFL now. He bought it for $15 million. And I think he's
in that other league.
Yeah.
Yeah, he owns a football league, a professional.
Yeah, right.
Like, what do you guys think about that? He's a black man. He even says he identifies as a black man.
I'm rooting for him.
Like, you think that's going to be successful? You think that's the right step?
He got a better shot now than he would have had in the past. It goes back to Bill Cosby when he talked about buying, what was it, NBC? Buying a network, and then all of a sudden they come up with 50,000 things that he done, you know, and put him in jail. It ain't funny, but it's a fact, you know.
Yeah.
He just happened to say, I want a network.
mean, yeah, there was, but this
So I'm seeing,
to
I'm
not,
going,
to
I
not
see
bring
the changes.
to not bring up Bill
I
Cosby,
see
but
people
to ask
make
about
a attempt, but you got to come to somebody's rescue when they stick their neck out. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. When Colin Kaepernick took the knee, we all should have been out there taking a knee.
but to
Yeah,
go
do is
back
turn
to,
the damn TV off.
no,
Watch
but
the
to go
football
to,
game.
no,
All you
to
have to
go
do is
back
turn the TV off.
now to go back to the Rock thing. Are y'all gonna? It's owned by The Rock. Are y'all gonna support it?
Yeah, I watch it. I watch. I'm rooting for Ice Cube. You know, I actually like their games.
Have you gone to one? It's actually pretty fun.
I haven't gone to one, but I like watching their games. I think it's entertaining. I think it's pretty dope. I'm rooting for it. I'll watch the XFL. I'm not watching the NFL. I don't care. I'm done with them for life. Like, we done. I know exactly what that is. I'm good. And I'm a massive football fan. You know, there's no doubt about that. But I have a few principles. I might not got a lot of them, but you're not gonna piss on my head and tell me it's raining. I ain't going. I ain't the one. I just ain't the one. And I'll be alone. I'm cool. I'm fine with it. Nobody in my circle believed that I wasn't gonna actually stop watching football years ago. What was it, been like 3 years now, 4 years? I don't even know. I don't even watch ESPN as a result anymore, like, because that's all they talk about during the season.
You was talking about pissing on your head and thinking it's raining, right? I'm gonna go back to one of your high school things. When the 1992 state championships that y'all won, I got a picture. You're the only person of color on that team, right? They picked 2 all-staters. You won that championship game with that throw. You threw a running back throwing a pass to a receiver, right? They picked 2 all. Wait a minute now. They picked 2 all-staters.
Touchdown too, though.
Huh?
I had 100 yards. I had 100 yards and I scored a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm saying, and you threw that pass to win the game. Y'all beat them 21-20, right? And anybody going to check it out, they can look on the YouTube. But tell me this, they made 2 all-staters from CC, right? Did they?
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, you know Doug Brzezinski and Nick Callis.
Oh,
right?
Nick was all-state there, yeah?
Yeah, he made all-state. What did he do to make all-state? Tell me. What did he do exceptionally to make all-state, Nick Callis? Tell me.
I don't know.
But you had an excellent career. Every game y'all won in your sophomore year, y'all won every game. You won every game in your senior year. Not your senior year, but junior year, right? And you would have won, they would have had 3 championships. Because if Coach Mack had let you play when he put you on a team and you refused to be a punching bag. Now you're talking about somebody pissing on you and stuff like that.
Sophomore year.
Let me finish this though. So the guy, one of the, he was, I don't know, he belonged to the Fathers Club. I don't think he had a son playing on the team, you know. And when they had that thing with Doug Brzezinski and Callis, made all-state, he told me, he said, you know, and I know, you know, don't you? That's what he said. At the banquet, I think it was when they was.
Oh, our senior year. Yeah. Okay.
But you know, I'm talking about the all-staters was made, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Something else I was gonna say about, Chuck, the coach, the wrestling coach,
Coach Rodriguez.
He cut you out a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did his a picture of a player.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about rain pissing on your head. Now your head was piss. You done everything, and you wind up, man, at the bottom of the pile.
Yeah, but I wasn't delusional. You know, I started to realize it.
Yeah.
But like that sophomore year, like, you know, they wanted us to practice with the varsities. I'm like, I'm gonna get to play. They're like, nah, like I'm not about to practice if I ain't gonna get to play. What I'm gonna practice for?
And get hurt. Yeah.
Get hurt. Like, oh no. Help get them ready, man. They ain't ready by now. They ain't about to
be ready. They didn't win that game, did they?
They did not win that game either. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
No.
In that senior year,
Go ahead, John. Oh,
when y'all played out there at
Okay.
Pontiac, y'all played the game y'all lost was Toledo St. Francis, the one y'all beat before.
yeah.
Okay. They decided the running game, they were going to stick to the passing game, right? And they cut down on the running because Tom Mack, I don't know what the pressure was, but he believed in punching the ball, right? But they went to passing and the game got out of hand and y'all lost the game. What? Can you remember?
7-0.
7-0. Same way y'all won in Toledo.
Well, we
Y'all
won
lost
14.
Detroit.
We won 14-7 there.
It was 14-7.
Yeah.
The
By
last-
7 though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But Toledo was 7-0, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But I'm just saying that's what you call falling on your head. Yeah, I remember it well.
Yeah.
Well, I got to wind down. I got to get back into the office, as it
We
were.
gotta get back into the
But,
Gotta get back to work.
yeah, gotta
great
get back to work.
conversation. Hopefully next time we'll be able to. We had a few people who were supposed to jump on, but they didn't jump on today. Well, hopefully I'll plan ahead and throw people in here next time. Uncle Pooh, if you got anybody who wants to hop into the show, please let me know so we can add them to the thing.
Okay, we got to get Crystal in.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Tell Crystal that was her idea, wasn't it?
Nah, it was my
That
idea.
was such a brilliant idea. I knew it had to be Crystal.
I gotta say, I think she ended up picking that beer though. That one, the one that you're drinking now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked the other one. I picked another one, but they didn't have it. So Crystal was talking to him, and she picked that one. So
Okay.
yeah,
And the other one is just as good.
nice.
Yeah. Whatever. Just as,
yeah.
I'm glad you like them.
oh man, I tell you, man, you can't beat German beer.
All right,
All right. What's you guys sign off? You know, what anybody got any, Grandpa, what you want to say? How you want to say it?
Oh, I want to say, it's a good way to sign off. Good beers, good forever.
Yeah, it's good forever. Beer is life, good people. All right, drink some. Drink it up.
All right, you know, don't forget your brown paper bag. Till next week, everybody.
All right, good people. See you later, Pops.
See you, Grandpa.
All right.
All right, Josh. Bye.